it's Jonathan Bolano with Bolano Home. I'm here with Jonathan Agudelo of Freedom Mortgage, and he's here to talk to us about the 203K loan. Mr. Agudelo, what is the 203K loan?
Okay, so a 203K loan is also known as a rehab loan, a rehabilitation loan. So what they do is, it's basically, if you're looking around, especially right now, let's say you're looking around and there's a lot of stuff on the market
That needs just work.
That's just way too pricey, right?
Correct.
And then you're looking, you're like, all right, oh, this looks like it's more in my price range. Oh, wait, but it needs some work. I don't have the cash to fix that after.
Right.
Or, more importantly, it's not going to pass FHA inspection because of what's wrong with it. And the seller says, I'm not going to take care of that. I'm not going to pay it. I don't have the money to pay it. So now you're like, all right, well, I really want this house. What can I do? Well, this is where a 203K comes in. What a 203K, the way it works is, simple example, let's say the house is $100,000 because they know that it needs some work, right? So the first thing you do, you decide with your realtor and you say, hey, what do you think? I know it needs some work, but do you think it has the potential? Blah, blah, blah.
Find out how much it would cost if they were to fix it up.
Correct. So the first thing you do is say, all right, let's get an inspector in here. Let's get a contractor in here. It doesn't have to be an actual official inspection, but get somebody. You may know a contractor. The realtors usually know a contractor.
Correct.
Your loan officer may know a contractor. All this person's going to do is come and give you an estimate of how much it's going to take to fix the problems that are there, right? So let's say the estimate is $20,000. So now the way it works is you have to qualify for a loan for up to $125,000. Okay?
Why the extra 5?
Because there's a couple of different contingencies in there. Because sometimes they say 20,000. Oh, what if the work we're doing this and turns out we got to do a little bit more electrical than we thought or whatever.
It's a safety cushion.
Kind of gives you a little cushion. Correct. So you get that loan for $125,000. Right there, everything in that aspect is the same as qualifying for any loan. You still need to, you have to pull your credit, make sure your score is where it needs to be, your credit profile is how it needs to be, make sure your income is great, enough is how it has to be, all the normal qualification process.
All right. And so you said something about partnering it up with another loan. Is there any disqualifications to certain loans? Like, is this only for FHA? Is this only for conventional? Is this how does that apply?
A 203K is only an FHA loan.
Okay.
There is the Home Ready program that we offer which is a conventional loan, which also does something along the same lines. It doesn't work exactly the same. Yep. You need higher credit scores and better credit profile. But we can get into that in another video. But yeah, the 203K itself is an FHA loan.
All right. And is there any disqualifications outside of that just for the 203K loan itself?
The only thing is once it comes down to the work, once it comes down to the construction,
all right,
you need a licensed contractor doing the work.
And is that provided by the person that's getting the 203K loan, or with the loan officer, or the?
That's a very good question. So, as with any other person that you're going to do business with in the process of the loan, you have the choice to go to whoever you want as a buyer. Okay. As a loan officer, as a realtor, of course, we've met people along the way. We can make some recommendations, referrals based on people that we know, we trust are going to give you the proper attention and professional work you need.
Correct.
But very important to note, very important, if you yourself are a licensed contractor, you cannot do the work.
Wow. You
need somebody else. It can't be you or anybody that's a direct family member. Okay? So it needs to be a licensed professional that you hire we hire on your behalf, because what ends up happening is Freedom Mortgage will pay them once the loan is closed. So very important, though, to note that, because there's a lot of people, especially in Rhode Island, there's a lot of contractors, there's a lot of licensed contractors, and you say, great, I'll buy this house and then I'll do the work,
Right.
But it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. That's very important. Make sure whoever you're going to use is someone that
you can
trust, someone that's going to be responsive.
Correct.
Very important as well, because like in any loan process, normally the homework is for me as the loan officer, Jonathan as the realtor, and you as the buyer. It's our job to get all our ducks in a row, get all our paperwork set up. We all have little homework, I call it, in what we have to do there. Now we're adding another person in that has to be in with our little circle. Has to, it's like doing a school project.
Right.
The more people you have in there,
the more difficult
it becomes to make sure everybody's doing what they have to do. That being said, your job with the contractor is make sure that you're happy with the person that you chose, whether it's recommended from us or you chose on your own. Make sure that you believe, this is a professional person that's going to do the job. Always look into them. People have there's stuff out there online where you can check and see, how great this contractor was, how bad this contractor was, whatever.
You just want to make sure that they're responsive and that they're going to be professional with how they operate.
Correct.
Because they need to be able to communicate with you immediately, otherwise they could be the breaker of the deal.
Correct.
So that's important to know.
Yeah, but also important is you're not going to have to be on top of that. I, as the loan officer, my processing team,
would communicate with them.
The 203K department, we have our own separate 203K department. So once we have the contact info for the contractor, we make that initial contact, whether it be email, phone, however it may be. It's going to be whatever we need from him or her, we're going to get from him or her directly.
Awesome.
So that's another. I don't want to scare people into thinking maybe now I gotta be like babysit this guy. No. We will make sure our job is to mitigate what you have to do. Make sure we take on as much as possible. Whatever we need from you, we'll come directly to you and get.
Right. Well, we'll act as we'll be the helpers basically.
Correct.
We'll help them out along the way. So what we've spoken about so far is what the 203 loan is, how it operates for the most part, and then. We've kind of given them a breakdown on the contractors and things to be aware of. Is there anything else that they should know about before dropping them off the video?
Well, so the only thing I would like to mention as well in regards to this is there's two separate levels on a 203K loan. There is the streamlined 203K, which is usually the one that most people are going to want to get because what it is anything under $30,000 in rehab.
Yep.
Rehab costs. So if the work costs $29,000, then you qualify for that streamlined 203K.
Okay.
The streamlined 203K it doesn't mean that it's like, it's just easier in that sense of like just they don't care about nothing. No, they're still gonna go through the steps, go through the process. It's just not as stringent, not as paper trail oriented. There's not gonna be so many docs that need to be so many. Now you can go 60, 70, 80,000 in rehab. But anything above 30, it's going to be a standard 203K, which also takes longer than a streamlined 203K. So I usually recommend to people, if you're going to get a 203K, you're a first-time home buyer, let's try to make it something that's going to stay within that 30,000 range. Because it's just less of a headache for you as a first-time home buyer. And again, if we're adding more work to anybody in the loan, contractor, loaner, it's just more work that's going to take a little bit longer. And if you have a contractor, it's not that I want people to understand, contractors work very hard and do a lot. So they do hands-on work. I'm in an office, John's in an office, or on the road here and there, let's say.
It's different.
But it's different if he has a job, the contractor has a job site where something went wrong. Hey, we got to go fix this. And he's not responding to the email. It's not that he's purposely or whatever not doing it. So I don't want to knock on any contractors in regards to that, but it's something that may happen. So if there's more paperwork involved, it's going to be that much harder to get that aspect of it done.
All right. Well, I think that's a lot of great information, and I appreciate you sitting down with me once again and doing another video for all of our viewers and to help promote this whole idea of educating them on what's out there and what their options are. So that way they don't have to, when they come to talk to a loan originator, they actually have this information in hand and they can have it kind of studied to some degree. Yeah. Put you guys in a better position for buying a home, whether it is the first time or it is you've been doing this for a while. As always, you can find our information right here for Bolano Home. Jonathan's is going to pop up in about 3 seconds. And thank you once again for joining us. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, and I will see you next time.
Next time.